Hey there, guys. It's Controversial here. Now, I've noticed that lately, social trends and social media has been really irate about everything. Social movements, social everything. People love off of wanting to belong to some social movement. But one thing I've never agreed with is NoFap November. NoFap November is extremely stupid and cringe. I don't agree with it. Listen, I feel that people should be able to express their sexuality in a way that they see fit and in a responsible manner. Look, when it comes to male self pleasure, this is one of the issues I have with everything with NoFap. It's funny how it's only men who fap. When it comes to the social trends, it makes zero sense as to how self pleasure is only a male thing when literally everybody has done it or is currently doing it. You cannot just link it to men, and it's a really stupid term, or it's a really stupid ideology to try and paint this as something that men do. I'll never understand why today's society is so over sexualized to everything. Whether you self pleasure yourself, it's your business. You cannot always invite people into your lives and give too much information about everything. I don't understand what's up with people these days, always wanting to let people know about their sexuality, about what happens in their personal, in their bedrooms, what happens, what they do behind closed doors. I don't want to know everything that's happening with your sexuality. And regardless of NoFap or not, everybody has at least done it or tried it. like because you don't have to tell everybody that you do NoFap. This whole drawing attention towards sexuality is really annoying, and I find it to really give me a very bad taste in my mouth when it comes to people talking about their sexualities in such manners. Listen, you can talk about it, but I feel that these days it's more of a niche now rather than it just being about motivation or talking about life. It is so cringe. It is so cringe. I find it to be cringe because it's a bunch of grown men probably talking to what? A bunch of 14-year-old boys or 13-year-old boys. I feel like when it comes to expressing your sexuality, that's your business, and it should be treated so. Going and seeking help from, I don't understand how this generation expects to move on when they're always running to YouTube for all their problems, or they're always running to Twitter or whatever. I have no idea how people in the Middle Ages survived, how people in the Stone Age survived, how people in all of these old civilizations survived without the internet. Was there NoFap before Christ? Was there NoFap when Jesus was? Listen, these days people are so full of trash, it smells. And I hate the fact that people these days have to run to the internet for everything. Face your problems on your own. You are never gonna be perfect. And that's the truth about being anybody, not just being a man. Because men these days have this unnecessary pressure from society to succeed at a level that makes zero sense. And with everything that's going on, listen, self pleasure, there's personally, I feel that everyone's gonna practice it whether they like it or not. Maybe someone will try it and not like it. It's not for you. But this whole thing of saying, "Oh, my life got better once I started NoFap," please, please. There's so much more to life than X-rated videos and self pleasure. One of the many reasons why most people are even self pleasuring so much these days is because they have nothing better to do. This whole analogy of thinking that, "Oh, I'm a man, I'm going to find a job, start a business, gym, and then become a better man." Good luck. What if you have no money? What if you're disabled? What if you're in a wheelchair? What if you're mentally disabled? What if your life situation is really hard? Are you honestly telling me that you're going to hold yourself to the same level of standard as someone who's able-bodied, someone who's probably living in a first world country, someone that's probably doing better than you? This is the stupidity of today's society, specifically with content creators, and content creators thinking that everybody has the same situation as them is really stupid. It is really stupid. It is extremely stupid. And one of the reasons why I put Ice Cold JT in the thumbnail is because his videos are the only videos I see about NoFap. Like, his videos are the only videos that I see, like, that pop up on my screen when it comes to NoFap and whatnot. And like, I watched I Am Lucid's video about NoFap, and generally, I must admit, people, it's extremely cringe. Like, this whole thing of thinking that self pleasure has so much control over your life is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And to, like, you're just expressing your sexuality, there's nothing wrong with that. So expressing your sexuality is probably urged. Get to know yourself, get to know females. I know the problem with people. Do you want to know why most? Okay, I'm gonna talk about men because I'm a male. You know why most men are jerking off? Is because they're constantly hounded by over-sexualized women and over-sexualized terms, and basically society's over-sexualizing everything towards specifically men. If you take just one look at Instagram, because if I go to Instagram, whenever I check my Instagram, I am constantly bombarded whenever I press the search tab of voluptuous women who are wearing next to no clothes. And remember, this is on your cell phone, because Instagram is a predominantly cell phone app, so there's no way that you can run from it. So if you want to message your friend, or you want to search for someone to follow, or search for something, you're going to see some woman that's wearing next to no clothes on your social media, and that's not your fault. And it's important to know that NoFap, or like, just self-pleasure is not that important. It is a very small part of your life. If you're going to make it everything about you, like the way all these other YouTubers and personalities do, like, listen, self-pleasure is your business. Don't go out and tell everybody, I was off for 1 week of, like, mind you, like, keep your certain things you should keep yourself to yourself, because these days everybody can see your social media. Imagine if your boss or a company that wants to hire you sees, I've been 1 week clean of. No, you know how weird that looks. And also, this generation of not being ashamed of anything, certain things you just don't tell people. Like, that's how I feel about sexuality, and that's how I feel about validation. There's certain things you just don't tell anybody. These days most men have unrealistic expectations of the woman they can get. They want the hottest woman on the biggest platforms, and if they don't get that woman, they're gonna be depressed. You wanna bang Riley Reid, huh? You wanna bang Tana Mojo, huh? You wanna bang Addison Rae, huh? You wanna bang all of these thoughts and women on the internet just because those are the only women you see the most of in your life. You can't even get the hottest girl in your grade. You can't even get the hottest girl in your class. You can't even get the hottest girl in your street. But yet, all of a sudden, you want these women that expose all of themselves for you. These women are cheap, gents. These women are cheap. You don't need them in your life. And when it comes to self-pleasure, listen, hey, you do you, fam. If you feel that it's necessary, because listen, your sexuality is yours. Don't let anyone ever take possession of your sexuality, because listen, it's in the male body. It's part of you. There's no running away. Oh, I stopped NoFap and my life is fine. Listen, if you were broke, like, listen, if you were broke before you started fapping, you're probably gonna be broke regardless if you don't change the situation with everything. So this whole analogy thinking that everyone's gonna be, this whole analogy of thinking that you all of a sudden need everything in life is really stupid. Certain things will come with time. If you are honestly, when it comes to life, if you honestly want to have intercourse with a woman, then I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not a guru. I'm not anything. I'm just putting logic towards what people are talking about. These days, everything is over sexualized. Women are over sexualized. Even boys are over sexualized. This whole thing of thinking that it's only men who do self pleasure is stupid. Let me tell you, men and women do it. Men and women do it, and then there are people that do it like literally maybe 3 or 4 times a day. This whole perspective of thinking that men are the only people who self pleasure is extremely stupid. It's something that is portrayed by Western media. It's something that is portrayed by Hollywood, by athletes, by people. This whole thing of thinking that men are the only ones who joke. Well, let me tell you something. And another thing is, don't let all of these successful people tell you what to do with your life. Like, you're a human being, and they're not gonna be there every step of the way to monitor you and to shadow you around. You have to make your own decisions in life, and being a part of being human is about learning experiences. Like, I still to this day don't know how people in the Stone Age managed without the internet. Like, this is the type of mentality. People are too reliant on stuff that they cannot control. Like, you I don't know how to talk about it, but like, I honestly think NoFap is cringe, and I think that the whole practice is cringe. This whole thing of thinking that you are weak just because you self pleasure. You are weak just because you want to express your sexuality. First of all, it's your business. Seeking validation online is not a good way to live your life, and that's how most people live their lives these days. Is by seeking validation from strangers and seeking motivation from people that don't know them or that generally don't care about them. This is the stupidest thing in the world and the stupidest analogy. People are spending hours and hours on the internet, and when it comes to the internet is the worst place to go look for any advice. Because there's so much lucid content, like lewd content on the internet, specifically with Instagram, OnlyFans, all of these things. You cannot run, and that's the worst thing, because if you log on to Instagram every morning, eventually you're probably the likelihood of you doing self pleasure, maybe after you've had your breakfast, is probably highly likely. It's very likely to happen, because Instagram is a meat market. For example, Instagram is the best example of why most people probably self pleasure. It's probably the best reason. Women, all you just see on Instagram these days is women half naked, women showing their assets, their bodies, and they're very cheap women. You will never find a real woman by looking online. My goodness, I'm so sick and tired of this generation. NoFap is so cringe. Like, no hates to the YouTubers who make content on this, but seriously, it's such a stupid topic, and it shouldn't be a thing. This whole thing of wanting people to know your sexuality and what goes on behind your closed doors is really embarrassing. And this is why I will never listen to such people. Like, this whole alpha male, red pill, whatever these red pill, black pill, whatever these things are extremely stupid. And you know what? I'm gonna make a video about it soon. I just need to get done editing this one and whatnot. So I'm genuinely gonna make a video about it very soon. Very, very soon. But anyway, guys, I'll check you later. Controversial signing out. Bye.